said in the previous version of the Solo Recruit Challenge that I would discuss who and what sonar is. Instead of doing that, I did this. I put pads down. I've been meaning to do this for... How long has the Cortland neighborhood been built? Anyways, it looks much nicer. I know this is uneven right here. I'm planning on putting bushes here. It looks so much nicer now, and I use the same concept idea, or not... No, I'm still on sonar. This isn't a concept. I use the same design as Inferno Ash's walkway. Ooh, I should make like a little path right here. I'm so thankful that I put stone underneath of this. I did that a while ago because I didn't like seeing dirt when I was down in the Ashwood Lake when it wasn't built. So down here you would look up and you just see dirt, which doesn't look too bad considering you can't see hardly anything unless you look over there. It just didn't look good to me, so I put stone underneath of it, and that was when we were still back on the island, so that cost money. I think it cost around $120,000. It was quite a lot. Did I build any houses down there? I don't think so. I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. I haven't gone through here yet. This is just, well, it was the walkway to the cafeteria, if you've watched since, like, 2015. I think it's the last time I recorded... Or, not the last time I recorded on Junior's Empire, but when this was built, the Cafeteria Craziness video. I believe that's when this was built. Maybe it might have been Beefy, though. Anyways, this went to a cafeteria. Now this goes into the Department of Science. $64 million later. And that's the thing about on this island. We don't use actual currency because we can't. There's no money. So instead of using currency, we just kept... what we had before, so it was like the $6 billion, and then we made a $4 billion deal with Ayersville, which Ayersville is like the super superior, richer than everybody else faction of the Elemental Union, so they have the money to give us that. I mean, it wasn't free, of course. This right, why does the thunder keep cutting itself off? This right here is the clean room, or better known as the...
Hi, how are you?
Ah! I forgot I made an iron golem in here. So these dispensers shoot off whatever you want to put in here. So the last time we tested, I believe we did all slowness and instant hurt, and he didn't die. I put him through a lot and he did not die. I don't think half of it actually hit him, but he survived, so we're keeping him in here until we need to do an actual test on somebody. I have a concept idea for Cog Strafer. Since he infected himself, well, for like a real-life TV show when we're older, he infected himself with Raxaminium thinking that it would kill himself because it was labeled toxic on the label. Instead, it infected him with Raxaminium Cursupulus, or was it? It might not have been Cursupulus, because Cursupulus is the advanced version or evolved version of Raxaminium. So back in 2017, but in island years, that was probably 1800s-ish in Earth years, we invented Raxaminium Cursupulus, or no, sorry, Raxaminium, and then eventually over the years it evolved into Cursupulus, which is a better version of it. Well, it's actually a worse version considering it's a disease. But back then we only tested it on animals, so we didn't have any idea what it did to humans because we're not warmongers. I mean, warmongers don't do that. We're not mad scientists, which is ironic because I'm in the Mahad Scientesque, which is a pun on mad scientist. I'm in his classroom when I said that. So we didn't conduct experiments onto people because we actually care about our people on the island, even though a concept idea of the island is we actually came here and ruined it rather than saving it as the alleged story goes. The reason why the story says that we saved it is because the core can't metabolize its own energy fast enough, so it would overpower everything by absorbing whatever, and then the heart would fall out and explode. The heart of the core is a dwarf of a star, so a star supernovaed, and then the heart of the core, this right here, is a heart of a star, or the core of a star. Do you understand why it's called a core now? It would absorb too much energy, shake itself free of the core, and then it would blow up partially. Well, it would blow up enough to, like, blow up half the island. I mean, oh gosh, that was close. Did that actually hit the island? The explosion radius of it would go up to about half the size. So right where Daisy's old house is, the mansion up there, That's roughly where the ball of explosion would end, and then it would suck itself back into a little ball. In like the fetal position, but a star doesn't have a fetal position, so that was a weird analogy. And then it would supernova again, but twice the size of its previous supernova, so it would be very big. Oh, that's another thing. We're in between the NGC 300 galaxy and... oh crap, I forgot the other one. And the KKH 98 galaxy. So the, oh crap, I lost it. The NGC 300 galaxy is 7.01 million light years from Earth, and the KKH 98 galaxy is 7.99 million light years from Earth. Since Ryan and I stated that the island is 7 million light years from Earth, and the only way to transport there is through the KMT, the Kinetic Molecular Transporter Device, that's how we get back to Earth. And there's only 2 places on Earth that we can teleport at the moment, I believe. That's how you get from the island to the Earth and Earth to the island. And that's, what was I saying? Oh, those are 7 million light years from Earth, so that's where we are. And it's not decided yet whether we are a part of one of those galaxies or one in the middle of those galaxies or just by ourselves. This one is Mr. Captain Luke. It's a reference on the meme, Captain! Yeah? Look! And then, yeah.
Captain!
Yeah?
Gotta get down there!
Give me your attention, baby.
And then Miss Daytona. That's just straight Daytona.
Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing, drivers!
So a little while ago, this wasn't filled in at all. Same with the Academy. It wasn't there, so it was like the upside down pyramid, like this under here. So right here, there was just a square, and I made a concept idea for it, for a mini core fountain. So I have like a miniature one of the core right there. I'm not sure if that's going to happen or not, but it would be pretty cool, and I don't know if it would really be well, it's not necessary at all, but it might look cool. But I don't know if I want to do it, though. Because, one, I don't know if it'll look as good as that. We could just build one up and make it look like a miniature core, but it wouldn't be as natural as the actual core, where we placed down lava trying to get rid of trees on the island years ago, and then we placed water over it, and it created a bunch of cobblestone going down, and then the core was created. So that's how literally the core was created, but for roleplay purposes, the core was the core of a star. And then it absorbed energy and started building the actual core, like the cobblestone barrier around it. Ryan and I built another behemoth of a tree that was an absolute mistake. And I put this stuff around it as a symbol of peace. These end rods, at least these right here and the ones down on the cemetery down here, they're supposed to represent peace candles, which you can buy over in the Ashtonburg marketplace. Are you the guy who sells them? Yeah, souvenirs. So you can buy torches of peace. You can also buy maps of the entire island. How cool is that? And then we have a bottle of enchanting because it looks cool and it's strobing. To avoid copyright issues, it's a Rubik's Cube instead of a Rubik's Cube. And then we have a core heart replica. Obviously, we can't have a literal sample of the core heart, because if you did, you would either melt your hands or you would die of radiation poisoning in a matter of seconds. We have a radioactive records headset, since RR is back with the radioactive records arena down there. We have the iron 52nd stage deposit sample, which was the core's 52nd stage, which had iron deposits, which made the air very nutritious and made the crops flourish and make them very nutritious and vitamin filled. We just got fire coral, because Inferno ash, and then magma cream, because Inferno ash. And then we have a blacksmith here with a whole bunch of blacksmithy stuff. Then we got food stuff here with a bunch of foodie stuff. Then we got clothes here with a bunch of turtle helmets. And the core house. Oh, the core house. There's still nothing in here. But there's nothing added in here either. So Ashtonburg isn't complete yet. It still needs some work done to it, obviously. But I'm not entirely sure of what to do with it. And I don't want to make another, like, an apartment complex or more houses or anything, because we have... Oh, I forgot what the number of it was. Do I have it on my notebook? I don't think I have it in my notebook. So there's 4 apartments here. Oh, actually, I did decorate the interior of this. This is called the Ashtenberg apartment complex, or as I like to call it, the ACK. And it was established in 2019. I'm going with Earth years on the establishments because if we ever come back to this, like, in a later date, I want to actually know when it was built rather than the island's years, because this is way ahead of Earth's years. It's like in the 2400s or something like that. Time travels, or time is faster here than it is on Earth, but we don't age quicker necessarily because it's not faster for us necessarily. But in here we just have a bunch of music discs with a jukebox. Is that a jukebox? I think it's a jukebox. And then we have a kitchen, but you can't open the chest because I think they... Oh, right, you can't open the top one because there isn't... Oh. Or were you supposed to put carp? Maybe you're supposed to put carp on there. I don't know. You can still open that. So I thought they fixed it to where you can't have a fridge anymore, but you can. And you have a... Look at it. It's a freaking pressure plate to open up your fridge. Do you have a pressure plate to open up your fridge? I don't think so. Probably because it's utterly useless. And up here is the bedroom. No magic happens in here because it's very bland. And then in here, I got lazy and I didn't do any more. So this is what it looked like before. And they're exactly the same, I think, except for maybe the top one where it might be a little bit bigger. If it is, you gotta pay more. I should have turned that bottom layer into like a waiting area or a recreational area. Not recreational as in you can smoke weed, but a recreational area where you can sit down and have a cup of coffee and stuff like that. Because there's a lot of villagers in there. And then here is the... Oh my lord, are you having a house party? You need to alert officials before you have a house party. Do you know that? I just remodeled this a little bit. It's not entirely remodeled, but it looks a little bit different, mainly because I changed it from oak to bricks. This is, I believe I showed it off. No, I don't think I did when I was building this. When I had the sinus infection or whatever, when I was very woozy. I don't think I showed that. Oh, sure. They look like they're about to do something deviant once I walk in. They stop. Okay, well, you look like you're about to do something deviant. This house has not changed at all for years. I believe I built this back in 2017, maybe even 16. Actually, I think it was 16, because I believe we met Daisy at the very beginning in 2016. I think I was building this when she was up there at the core with Ryan. That sounds odd. And we still got the trash chute, which says the trash chute, Junior's Empire is too beautiful to litter, which is straight off of, Idaho is too beautiful to litter. Did I write beautiful in there? I think I wrote beautiful. And nothing really changed in Inferno Ash too much, except for this over here. Yeah, this is slime time. I think, is that what I called it? Yeah, slime time, bounce house. So, it's a bounce house for children to go play in if their parents are over there watching the concert or whatever. You know, if there's like an M-rated skit, you can give your kids a couple of dollars and go over here, and then you can bounce. It's $2 for one child, $3 for 2 children, and $5 for 3 and more children. The first level of which you can jump down, which actually isn't the first level, because you can jump down here if you want, but that's not an official level. This one right here is just the tip, so it's not that bouncy. And then this one is a little... What did you just strike, God? This one is a little more coccidiosis, which I think is a disease that Ryan came up with for Plague Inc. Evolved. But it just sounded like you were more cocky and you wanted to go on the next one, so that's where it came from. And then this ain't my first rodeo. I'm not sure where that reference came from. And then at the top we have, I'm the captain of this ship now, and then send it. You probably know which one that's from.
Look at me, sure. Look at me, sure. I'm the captain now.
And I added some shrubs around the island, well, not the island, but the Inferno Ash. I added it around the town. I turned this into grass and I made some big shrubs here, but they didn't look very well. And plus, I don't want a view to be obstructive when you're walking around here to look into there. I mean, you can stand here and listen to the concert, but it's not the same experience of sitting up here. Okay, maybe it is. But I really don't care of how much money that actually makes, because I said I'd give the first 3 months profit to Ryan for making a second DJ floor. It's amazing what he'll do for money.
Gay!
And I changed this to Trident Park instead of Trident Forest, because I don't want another forest on the island. Although, I made another forest on the island. It's on the undercarriage, so... Down here, there's a forest under there. But I wanted this to specifically be a park. And hey! Nothing has really changed from it. I'm so glad that I have fire tick off. One, we wouldn't have the things we have right now if I didn't. And two, things can't catch on fire if they get struck by lightning. Nothing has changed in the Empire building, but there is something that changed in it. If you go down here, you can go into the Royal Graves. So down here is the Royal Graves. You'll get your week's workout in just by walking down here. So RP is radiation poisoning, natural is natural causes. Unknown, not yet discovered or investigated. KIA is obviously killed in action, fighting for Inferno Ash. And suicide is confirmed or presumed self-inflicted acts. So we have Laura Ashton, which is Haley Ashton's mother, which Haley Ashton is the mayor or governor of Ashtonburg. So that's her daughter. And I hear a pig. We have Sam Play here, which we don't know his COD yet, so he could still be alive. But it's very unlikely, and I already made a thing about that, saying that he was thought to be dead because he went missing back in 2018, early 2018. So he died. He was presumed dead at the age of 23, I think it was. And then we have George Cockatoo here, which he was the king of the cockatoos, and he was apparently murdered. Carlson Cockatoo, which was his son and committed suicide due to his father's gruesome death. We have Winston Janssen, which was Deegan Janssen's child. His cause of death was radiation poisoning, but it's not necessarily. He died from the core. It was the 51st stage, I believe is what it was. Maybe the 50th, where we had a near extinction event and there was a space quake. He unfortunately got killed by it, and he was found. His radiation was found in his body, so the cause of death was presumed to be radiation poisoning, but it's probably not. And then we have Harold Cockatoo, which was George Cockatoo's brother, and then his cause of death with natural. We have Mason Riggs, who was killed in action. I made Mason Riggs after what was the son's name in Call of Duty Black Ops 2? David. I made it after David Mason, who was the protagonist of Black Ops 2. I think, because Alex was his father, right? And I made him killed in action because he was obviously a war veteran. Then I have Simon Sardolph, which what did he create? I haven't filled up these guys' obituaries, so I don't know. I don't have it documented of how they died. I need to do that, and I forgot how Simon died. Or, no, I didn't. It's unknown how he died, but he created something very valuable on the island. And then we have Frederick Nurk, who passed away at the age of 3. He was... Oh, whose son was he? He was someone's, like a VIP's son on the island. I cannot remember who it was, though. I really need to fill out these obituaries. Then we have Isaac Cockatoo. Why is his age 82? Wait, what? I have 82, and then, like, 87? Yeah, 82, 87, and then 63. Yeah, so these guys were born roughly around the same time period. So, Isaac Cockatoo died around the same age as all the other cockatoos, so there are no more cockatoos on this island. That sounds kind of funny for me to say, because I didn't know cockatoos were birds. At least when I created the Temple of the Cockatoos, I didn't know they were birds. And then we have Connor Curse, who created the Curse Genetic Molecular Transporter. Thank God he was on the island. He died at age 106. So he lived for a very long time. At least in our universe. Because we don't have advanced medical treatments or whatnot. I mean, we have a very highly trained staff in the Inferno Marie, but we don't have, like, light years ahead of medicine Like, Earth has more medicine than we do, but we have more technology than they do. So we made that so it kind of balances itself out rather than making the island extremely overpowered. In that case, that like people on Earth would want to come here and then take over the place, and then they would be super beneficial and make a fortune off of our profits or whatnot. Which is kind of ironic because I think that's what Ryan's concept was that we did. We came here to make a profit only. And then Sonia Smith was his CEO on GTA Online, his first CEO. So it was me, which I was playing as Cog then, but I wasn't as Cog. My character wasn't Cog because you can't change characters very easily there, and you have to spend $100,000, and we're not going to do that for a roleplay scenario. So Sonia Smith was his CEO, and then she died in action, supposedly. But the story behind that is she wanted a life without combat anymore. I mean, she was a freaking beast at combat, but she didn't want it anymore. So she faked her death, or, well, she had people help fake her death, and then she is living on the... I believe she's living on Earth. I don't think Ryan made her live on the island, because people on the island think she's dead, so it really wouldn't make much sense if she was living on the island. And then under here we have tunnels leading to certain establishments and houses. I need to put doors here because I do not want random people entering these establishments from the ground. Like, I'll show you in a second. So to go into here, you literally go through the ground. And I don't want somebody accidentally going through here just like, oh, what's this? Oh, sorry to intrude that you were reporting a murder. I guess you wouldn't be reporting a murder if you were a reporting agency. Like I don't know. You would go to the sheriff's office to report a murder, obviously. So these tunnels are basically just for like an escape route if something were to happen, such as another Glacian attack, which is very unlikely. Wow, it is dark in here. And I made this like one building but into two houses. So over here we have the Tuscany residence, and the rest is the residential establishment. And then west is it west? Yeah, west is, I don't remember what the W in west is. I know it's something establishment. Work establishment, I think is what I made. So it's very small, but very durable. No, very practical. So you have a stove, you have a drink maker, because you need coffee. You got a sink, another cup of coffee. And then a huge TV that takes up roughly about 15% of your house. Then here you have a humble little bedroom, and then up here you have another humble little bedroom that are Inferno Ash fans, which they better be, considering they're living in Inferno Ash. And I didn't make them the same on each one. I mean, it's only two, and I didn't make them the same, because I don't want to build another house like this, because this is very small room to work with. But it's very not durable, practical. They have the same TV, though. They do have that in common. And then here they have the bedroom, which... Up here, they only have a bunch of storage area. I think this is supposed to be Haley's residence if she were to visit Inferno Ash for business or whatnot. She doesn't want to travel back to Ashtonburg for the night, since it's like raining right now. She could stay in Inferno Ash rather than walking in the rain going back to Ashtonburg. And then down here, you can just go through here and then you're solid. I need to put cameras here, though, because this is a very easy place for crimes to be committed, it seems like. Yeah, so this is the forest what I was talking about earlier. I said I didn't want another forest, but here it is. I love it down here, though, because all you can hear is thunder. What the heck are you doing with not the... frick you. Because you can't hear anything except the thunder if you're low enough, like if you're down here. I have big plans for this, though. I want to make like a dirt tunnel. Well, not necessarily a tunnel, but I want to make this dirt... and then make it super, like, grassy. I want to make it earthy. So I want it to seem like we took a chunk of earth and put it into here. But not literally, because that would be too science fictional. We took samples from earth, and then we made our own earth, kind of. And then nothing else is different down here. That's the sewer right there. I love how that looks. I need to add more sewer pipes. And then this down. I think I've shown this off. I believe I've shown this off. This is the vault. And then, oh, this building is very dim, and it wasn't meant to be very bright in the first place, because it is a religious building. I couldn't think of the word there. And religious buildings are not like rave buildings where they're super lit. pun intended. As I said before, all the cockatoos are no longer on the island or anywhere. So I made a memorial of the cockatoos family and tower. I don't think I made a video on the cockatoos tower, unfortunately. That would have been a very nice video to do. I'm stupid for not doing it. It's just like a little lava aquarium that goes down, and it doesn't really make much sense. I mean, it makes sense for Inferno Ash, and I dedicated the cockatoos family to it. So it doesn't really make much sense for the cockatoos family, but it makes sense for Inferno Ash, and it's a tribute to them, so they should, like, thank me for it if they were still alive. I mean, I didn't build it for thanks, because that makes me sound greedy. Oh, God. I'm not quite sure how I get myself into these situations. Myself? Yeah, I'm more than one person.